The Spanish period, the discovery of the Philippines by Magellan, 1521. It is Ferdinand Magellan who arrived in the Philippines to head a Spanish expedition, searching for the Spice Islands in 1521. Magellan never completed the journey by himself. He was then killed in an encounter with natives in the Philippines, after having claimed the Philippines is for Spain. Afterwards, Magellan and his crew decided to sail to Cebu to convert more Filipinos to Catholicism. The first recorded confederation in the Philippines took place on this island on Sunday, April 14, 1521, when the king and queen of Cebu and their subjects embraced the Catholic faith during the Sunday Fast. However, Magellan's plans to claim the whole of the Philippines Islands for Spain encountered steep resistance from other natives, particularly from Lapu-Lapu, the chieftain of neighboring Mactan Island. In what is known as the Battle of Mactan, that was fought on April 27, 1521. Magellan and his 100 soldiers fought Lapu-Lapu and his 1,000 warriors. Clearly outnumbered, Magellan and most of his soldiers were killed. Miguel Lopez de Legazpi, 12 June 1502 to 20 August 1572, also known as El Adelantado and El Viejo the Elder, was a Spanish conquistador who financed and led an expedition to conquer the Philippine Islands in the mid-16th century. In 1565, when Miguel Lopez de Legazpi concluded treaties of friendship with the native chiefs, or what we call the Datos, Spain's primary aim and intention in the Philippines was to spread their religion, the Roman Catholicism. Japanese period in the Philippines. Japan occupied the Philippines for over 3 years, until the surrender of Japan. A highly effective guerrilla campaign by Philippine resistance forces controlled 60% of the islands, mostly jungle and mountain areas. MacArthur supplied them by submarine and sent reinforcement and officers. Filipino remained loyal to the United States, partly because of the American guarantee of independence and also because the Japanese had pressed large numbers of Filipinos into work details and even put young Filipino women into brothels. War came unexpectedly to the Philippines. Japan opened a surprise attack on the Philippines on December 8, 1941. When Japan attacked without warning, just 10 hours after the attack of Pearl Harbor, Japanese troops attacked the islands in many places and launched a pincer drive on Manila. Aerial bombardment was followed by landings of group troops in Luzon. The 17 Philippine and United States troops were under the command of General Douglas MacArthur. Under the pressure of superior numbers, the defending forces, about 80,000 troops, 4/5 of them Filipinos, withdrew to the Bataan Peninsula and to the island of Corregidor at the entrance to Manila Bay, where they entrenched and tried to hold until the arrival of reinforcement. During the Japanese occupation of the Philippines during World War II, the Japanese influenced the government in the Philippines by enforcing a strict curfew, adding Japanese currency, instituting a military government, and reducing neighborhood government system by half. The Bataan Death March was the forcible transfer by the Imperial Japanese Army of 75,000 American and Filipino prisoners of war from the municipalities of Bagac and Mariveles on the Bataan Peninsula to Camp O'Donnell via San Fernando. American colonization in the Philippines. The period of American colonization of the Philippines was 48 years. It began with the cession of the Philippines to the U.S. by Spain in 1898 and lasted until the U.S. recognition of Philippines independence in 1946. On December 21, 1898, President McKinley issued a proclamation of benevolent assimilation. On January 5, Aguinaldo issued a counter-proclamation summarizing American violations of the ethics of friendship, and he stated that the takeover of the Visayas by the Americans would lead to hostilities. An outbreak of gunfire between an insurgent patrol and an American outpost on February 4 set off open hostilities between the two forces. On March 3, 1901, the U.S. Congress passed the Army Appropriation Act containing, along with the Platt Amendment on Cuba, the Spooner Amendment, which provided the President with legislative authority to establish a civil government in the Philippines.